Hey everyone, welcome back. Um, Today's June 1st, and graduation was last week and the week before, and some of you, you're excited. You're starting your dream specialty in a few weeks. You're going to orientation. You're driving across the country. Some of you, you're stuck in a prelim or a TY or a categorical position that you definitely didn't envision yourself being at, and you definitely don't want to do. Some of you are about to do a research year, reapply, and some of you, you're still looking for something. And the thing I want to talk about today is, I didn't match. Am I a total loser? You didn't match. Are you a loser? Are you good enough? What was wrong with you that no one wanted you? No one wanted to take you the first time around, the first cycle around. What was wrong with you that you had to soap in the fourth round just to get a prelim spot at some no-name hospital in the middle of nowhere? So, I remember March of whatever, a year and a half ago, I looked at my phone, 9:50 a.m., 9:51 a.m. rolls around. My phone tells me, on the website, you didn't match. You're a total loser. All that time you spent, all those nights in the OR, yeah, you held traction on that leg so well, like they dropped that rod in like it was nothing. It didn't count for anything. All those PIM questions you got right, all those data entries you put in for that research publication didn't count for anything. That away rotation where you spent the whole weekend on call, Friday, 4 a.m. to Sunday, you slept 3-4 hours, you just stood there, you double, triple scrubbed. No, that wasn't going to help you match. That didn't make a difference. And, I think the thing that you have to keep in mind is this feeling of hopelessness that sometimes comes on us. It's temporary. It's almost a choice. You have to decide if you want to be a victim of the match, which some people are, and some people, maybe definitely are in unfortunate circumstances outside of their control. But every moment is a new moment. And once you know that you didn't match, basically every minute afterwards, you have a choice: either do something productive to help you match next cycle, or to be a victim and to say, well, it's the SOAP process, it's the match process, it's random, it's the interview skills. And not honest interview skills. The interviewers were biased. My school didn't do enough for me. That's a big one I heard. My school. What's your school supposed to do when they send you off on an away rotation and you choke? What's your school supposed to do when you got 8 interviews and they met with you before, they helped you out, they gave you interview tips, and you still didn't perform. You still didn't study up the subject matter that the interview panel wanted to know about. So, after I found out I didn't match, my school called me and they said, hey, you didn't match. Like, everyone who didn't match, we're gonna meet with in this room. And all I heard was of course I didn't say this, but in my mind, and I'm sure many of my classmates heard this, you didn't match, you're a loser. And, I was embarrassed. I'm not going to lie. All I thought was, okay, I didn't match and this sucks. And I'm going to keep my head down. I'm not going to do anything except that what's going to help me match. I mentioned other videos, but I rotated EM, radiology, anesthesia, delayed my graduation. I remember my friends, my classmates, they went to graduation. I didn't go. No, I was rotating. I wasn't gonna show my face. Why? I didn't earn it. I didn't match somewhere. And that feeling stuck with me, and it drove me to think about, okay, like I'm not gonna leave a single stone unturned. I'm not gonna go unmatched the second time. I'm not gonna take a risk like I did. Yeah, it's great to shoot for the stars and all that. And that was my goal too. When I talked to my program director, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna reapply ortho. Like, and he kept just saying like, you know, you're probably not gonna match next year. It was like almost like he was angry about the fact that I was reapplying, but I was dual applying this time. And I had applications set to like triple apply if I felt like I needed to. So, you know, I'm just trying to be honest with you guys and give you the advice that I wish I heard when I was in your shoes. You know, I wish someone supported me along the journey from the very beginning in the way that was best for me, but people don't know what's best for you. People don't know your deficits, people don't know your needs, and they don't know your feelings either. But you know, I'll tell you some things that did have a positive impact on me. The first thing is you have to realize, yeah, and you probably feel this way. You feel like you're on your own when you don't match and you're on the journey to find another place, to find a spot. And you have to realize there are people who are willing to help you along the way, but at the end of the day, you really are on your own. You have to drive your application forward. You have to reach out. You have to fix your own deficits. Because when the next match cycle comes along, you know, your program director, your dean, all these people, they can be great assets. But their job is not on the line. It's your job that's on the line. If you don't match, or 10 other people in your school don't match, I mean, nothing's going to happen to those other people in charge. You know, they still have their contract. They're going to continue on with their day, their work. They're going to feel bad for you. They're going to want to help you, but no one can help you. No one can do the work unless you do. The other thing is, you have to be willing to accept the pick-me-ups kind of that come along the way. So I remember like 3 weeks after that, you know, I didn't match and I stood up in this IM prelim. I was rotating an AD and I met one of the ortho residents at my home program, and he asked me, oh, what happened to match? Like, so excited for me. And, you know, I was like, you know, I read my gaze, looked down, you know, I was like, I didn't match. And he looked at me and he said, it's not the end of the road for you. It's not the end of the road for you. And that picked me up, you know, gave me a boost. Later, another person said, you know, reached out like 2 weeks later, like, oh, let's do a mock interview together. Someone else said, okay, I'm going to help you with your application. So if you're feeling like you're about to start a program, a residency, a research year that you're going to hate, or it's just not right, this isn't what's meant for you, it's not what you worked for, you might be totally right. If you think you're a loser because of that, partly, I mean, that might be right. But you have the power today, June 1st, to make a big difference in your application for the next 30 days and for the next 30 days in July, and to impress your program director or your research director person or whatever. And when the next application cycle is, and you decide to submit your application in October or November, I don't remember the exact date, but there's 3-4 months between then and now, and every moment is a new moment. You can make some big gains in that time if you put your best foot forward and you push up like you've never pushed up before. You know, happy to chat about any other topics. Trying to be blunt with you guys. I hope no one goes unmatched. Unfortunately, some people will.